see a show host go silent as Riley Gaines tells her a roller coaster of a story, specifically about how Donald Trump came and actually saved the day for her and her family. So we're going to get right into it, folks. It's going to be cool. But first, do me a big favor by liking our video and also sharing it around. That way, we can keep bringing you all this great, hard-hitting content. As always, Patriots, we appreciate you tuning in. And I'm Darian, your host for Resist the Mainstream.
One thing I want to say about this whole immigration thing, and to put into perspective how Trump is not anti-immigrant. He's not. He's anti-illegal immigration. He is pro-immigration, and I'll tell you how my family has benefited from this. My husband is an immigrant. He came here from England back in 2018. He has lived in the U.S. now for, 7 years.
Okay.
He loves it here. I would describe him as, more American than truthfully 95% of Americans. Like I think especially in the current state that England is in, he has so much respect for and admiration and appreciation for the freedoms that we have here in this country. Okay. Anyways, he came over in 2018. He was an athlete at University of Kentucky as well. That's where we met. Obviously got married. We got married in 2022. We applied for his green card then, right? We knew this was the process. We weren't shocked. My immigration lawyer, or his immigration lawyer, told us it would take 6 months to hear back. Again, this is 2022. So President Biden was the president. We had gone nearly 2.5 years without hearing anything from USCIS or Immigration Services regarding his green card status. And so finally, I start reaching out, inquiring, what's the holdup? We get a letter. No agency, no department under President Biden could point us in the right direction. Until finally, we get a letter to our house in big, bold letters. It says, evidence requested or something to that effect. And I open it up and it says, sorry, we can't give you your green card because your medical record is not complete. And what was missing from my husband's medical record in the year 2025, because this was happening, all of this was going on in January prior to President Trump being inaugurated into office.
Okay.
So literally the last day that President Biden is in office, he's fighting my husband getting his green card because he didn't have the COVID vaccine.
It's my own little conspiracy theory, but I think the reason why that so many of these people were trying to immigrate into the United States or get green cards or what have you and weren't approved over not getting the COVID vax is because, frankly, control. All right. They didn't want to let people in who they knew they could not control properly. It's the same thing with the American citizens who very tragically often lost their jobs, careers, and living because they refused to inject themselves with something experimental. Those people are less easily controlled. They don't like that. All right. The deep state wants you to fall in line and be a good little boy or girl or they, them, if that's how you swing, and do what they want you to do. It's that simple.
No.
I waited a good 24 hours for President Trump. He's sworn in January 19th. I wait 24 hours before I pick up the phone. And I say, hey, did you know this mandate that I would deem illegal is still in place nationwide? He said, no, give me 2 hours.
Oh.
And literally within 2 hours, it wasn't a text or a call. I see a headline that says President Trump vacates nationwide mandate requiring legal immigrants to get the COVID vaccine. So all of that, again, just to say, President Trump made it easier for my immigrant husband to legally reside in the U.S. President Biden was attempting to kick my husband out, which, let me be very, very clear before I get any allegations that I was harboring an illegal. My husband was here legally the entire time.
Harboring an illegal.
Yeah, I don't even want those. I got a lot of that from the left. They said, look, Riley's married to an illegal immigrant. Tom Homan needs to go knocking on her door. No, he's been here legally the entire time. But President Biden and the Democratic Party made it harder, virtually impossible, for my immigrant husband to be in this country.
Wow.
So I hope that is some shed some light to those who are ignorant about, I think especially the legal immigration process, to how President Trump has worked in tandem with people like me, with people like my husband, families like ours, to make sure that they can reside here legally because he cares, because he understands this is the best country, and because he wants the best and the brightest, the smartest, the most successful to be in this country and contributing to our society.
It's almost as if the Democrats prefer illegal aliens to legal immigrants. Kind of weird. But there is an important question to be asked here. How much legal immigration should we as Americans be okay with? I think that's often missed from the right wing, conversation. And that begs another question. Who are our best and brightest? I'll give an example. Recently, the Trump administration approved for there to be 600,000 new visa students, specifically Chinese visa students. This was unsurprisingly met with a lot of outrage. Did it last long? I don't know, but many people said, hey, why are we letting these people in when this is a country that clearly we have competing interests with? It's not a good thing. And Trump, when asked about it and pressed on it, said something to the effect of, well, I'm friends with Xi Jinping and I don't want to disappoint him. Okay. And let's be real, a lot of these Chinese students probably are extremely bright people and talented. I don't doubt that. China is full of smart people. Anybody who's not an idiot understands this. But does that mean we should let them in? I don't know. I mean, considering we have documented cases of Chinese students spying on the United States, maybe we should think about things for a second. All that to say, I think this conversation is a lot more nuanced than legal versus illegal. There are many layers to it. And going back to what Riley is talking about, it is true. Democrats do seem to care about illegal aliens more than they do legal immigrants and even American citizens. Take a look at what Riley said over here.
The Democrats are remaking their party into a socialist party. Do you think that any of the old school Democrats have the mojo, Riley, to kind of try to reform this from within, or are they all cowed?
Well, honestly, Laura, I don't think there is such thing as the old school Democrats anymore. I mean, think about it. Tell me a moderate Democrat at any level, local, state, or federal. I mean, seriously, try and tell me one. Senator Fetterman is the most sane Democrat in Congress, and there's not even a close second. People like Mamdani, AOC, Crockett, those are the leaders of the Democratic Party now. That's who calls the shots. And who gets the short end of the stick here? We do. The American people, taxpayers, and right now specifically, it's military members, it's TSA workers, it's the 41 million Americans who receive SNAP benefits. They get the short end of the stick because the Democrats have voted 12 times to keep the government closed and shut down because they care more about illegals receiving health care free in this country than they do about Americans. So to be honest with you, Laura, no, I don't think we'll see reform here. I think we will continue to see them double down because, number one, either they're too ignorant, they're too prideful, or they're too evil to recant from their previous positions and voting records.
What's hilarious is that amid this government shutdown and the threat that people who are on EBT or SNAP are facing of potentially getting some of these free benefits they get every month cut, is that we've seen so many videos of people posting, hey, I'm dependent on the CBT and I better get it right now or I'm going to get real mad. And then, threatening either to go riot or, not shop on Black Friday. Oh, the horror. You're not going to shop on Black Friday? Whatever shall we do? In some cases, cannibalize people. I've heard that too. It's a little bit crazy, but it's kind of funny. And take a wild guess how these people vote. Wait a minute. No. They vote Republican. Of course they do. With all that being said, everybody, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. As always, if you haven't already, make sure you comment below. Let us know what you like about the clip. Hit that subscribe button, and that way, we will see you again soon. Thanks, Patriots. God bless.